What's up? It's you guys, Guy. We're back at it with Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. Second day of trials on the second case. Our lovely guest Kendra is here, and let's hop right in.
June 17th, 9:52 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 2.
This is it, the big day. Did you get any sleep?
Yeah, I went to bed at 1 a.m. or so.
Oh, what time did you wake up?
2 a.m. 3 a.m.
It's only 2 hours, Apollo. At least you have me. And the amazing Mr. Hat.
Here's looking at you, kid.
Good luck today, Apollo. That voice. I called it. Hey, get any sleep? Mr. Wright. I was going out of my mind with boredom, so I signed myself out earlier today. Somehow that place makes fake piano playing at the indoctrined pasta joint seem almost fun.
Eddie, do you know who Prosecutor Gavin's witness is today?
Take a guess.
About Little Plum.
That Sherman tank of a mom? Nope, guess again.
It's too bad. You know, speaking of moms, you need to find me a new mommy one of these days, Daddy.
Oh, what a time to bring this up.
When are you gonna marry that prosecutor, man?
Yeah.
I know what's coming up.
You need to set a good example for Apollo.
Yeah.
It's barely morning.
Otherwise, he's just gonna sit there and pine over Prosecutor Gavin like all the time. You gotta do something.
It's barely morning and you're already at it, Trucy. Okay, see, this is why I don't buy their father-daughter relationship. So, Mr. Wright, do you know who the prosecution's witness is? Alita Tiala, your client's fiance. Well, yeah, she's gotta come out now because she's put herself into a corner by trying to break in to the safe.
Yeah.
She's going to be a witness?
That seems odd. Why would she testify against her own fiance?
Isn't that a thing in real courts that you don't have to testify against your partner?
Maybe? I don't know.
Might just be if you're married, so maybe since she's only a fiance, that would still work.
You have to wonder what Gavin's up to. Something's going down today. That much is clear.
Oh, not to worry. I've got my panties back. If we can't find a killer, I'll pull one out of there.
I'm the killer.
Is Mr. Hat all along?
June 17th, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 4.
Court is now in session for the trial of Walkie-Talkie.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Prosecution is warmed up and it's a sold-out house. Very well, to recap. While yesterday's witness seemed more guilty than any other party,
Guilty of panty snatching.
we did find out one thing for certain. There were 3 people in the park at the time of the murder.
Or were there?
Witness, the victim, and the defendant. Correct, Judge. And today I'd like to do something a little new age. I'd like to look at this horrible crime from the outside.
Why did Dr. Maractus have the card in the first place? The outside.
The acquisition of the murder weapon, the preparation for the act. Our poor defendant told all, you see. His betrothed. His betrothed?
Come on, Judge. Come on.
Got a little too much earwax in him. His fiancée, Judge. His partner for life, with no chance of parole. Very well, you may show the, lucky lady to the stand.
She is.
Your name and occupation, Fraulein.
complete a tiara. My occupation is future wife.
Ah, traditional values. I respect that. Shut up, Judge.
Red flag. Red flag.
Oh, okay. Too many brides these days can't even weave baskets blindfolded, underwater.
Where did you get these standards from?
Another unrealistic beauty standard for women. But you're here today as a witness for the prosecution.
To be honest, I didn't want to testify at first, but I couldn't hide the truth.
Honesty, another admirable trait. Fraulein, is it true that on the day of the crime, the defendant, Vaki Kitaki, confessed his plans? His plans for murder?
Yes.
The witness will please give her testimony to the court.
Waki's plan. It was the day that the family health checkup results came back. When Waki found out that Dr. Maractus had lied, he flew into a rage. I'll teach him, he said. He took one of the family's pistols. And you already know what happened that night. I just don't see how anyone but Waki could have done it.
So the pistol did belong to the Kitaki family then? Yes. With regards to this, an investigation is underway at the Kitaki mansion on charges of the possession of illegal firearms. The bullet that took the victim's life, was it fired from the pistol the defendant procured? Yes, this has been proven.
Oh, that's right. The gun was fired twice, and we don't know when the first shot was. We only know the second shot. The first shot is the bullet we found. Let's go.
Yeah.
How can you prove something like that?
Bullets carry marks from the barrel that fired them, called rifling marks.
Rifling marks?
I feel like this has been used before in a previous.
I almost feel like this is going to be really important for this trial for some reason.
Think of them as being a gun's fingerprint, left on every bullet it fires.
Fingerprint, you say?
Oh.
And when did you first hear about Waki's plan? It was the day of the murder. I should have stopped him. I just didn't think he would actually do it.
Very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination.
What happened? Meaning the murder? I tried to stop him. I really did. Didn't you just fucking say I should have tried to stop him? Don't think I don't see you, 'cause I do! But Waki wouldn't listen.
A defendant was nothing if not determined, it seems. Last thing you should do is blame yourself, miss.
No, that's the first thing she should do, considering she's the murderer.
Yeah.
How can you say that for certain? How?
Objection!
Herr Forehead, you will refrain from badgering the Fraulein. It was the defendant, Vaki, was it, who took the pistol from his home. We know this for a fact now. I suppose we do. So, how could anyone else have used this pistol to shoot the victim?
Well, once it's out of the case and or off the grounds, it's free reign, whoever can get their hands on it, you know?
Yeah, you guys found it at the crime scene. He didn't still have it.
Yeah.
They could not. Simple logic, yeah?
Not simple logic.
Once you take it out of the thing, it melds onto your hand, so you can't leave it anywhere, and it's just stuck to you.
So the point of discarding the gun is completely irrelevant.
That does seem to be the case. Does the defense have anything to say regarding this point?
Could someone else have used that pistol? There there was another.
Yeah.
Based on your testimony, there was clearly another. One other person had access to that pistol.
What's this?
Actually, 2 other people technically had access to it.
Interesting. Let's ask the defense then. Tell the court who this other person with access was.
'Cause listen, technically, Plum, as the mother, would have access to it, and Winfred, as the father, would have access to it. You know? Technically. So this dialogue is flawed, but it was you! I didn't even save. Well, of
And
course
it's
I
fine.
mean you, Miss Tiala.
Oh
why?
no, my cat. Please don't be doing this right now.
Damn. You were quite clear when you told the court. You heard about the pistol from the defendant on the day of the murder. In other words, you knew what he was planning.
Objection!
Let me get this straight. As opposed to getting it gay. You intend to tell us that this lady stole the pistol from her fiancé. Killed a man in cold blood on his behalf. I've heard of people doing strange things for love, but this...
This was strange things for money.
It does seem a bit unfathomable, to be sure.
How many times have these fucks gotten totally swindled by women putting up a farce?
Real.
Like, seriously, they
Happens
just go,
all the time.
Oh, I'm just a poor little innocent girl. I couldn't have possibly done anything. And then they go, haha, guess what, bitches? It was me all along. Like, every time. They fall for it every time.
It happens, I think, in most games.
Honestly.
I'm all for romance and supporting your partner in life, to be sure. But I think I would hesitate at murder.
I hope you do more than hesitate.
Yeah.
But what if a different connection could be proven? A connection between the witness and the victim. We might find that she had a personal motive beyond wanting to help her fiancé.
That would put things in a slightly different light.
Look at him with his smile. There's like
No.
no animosity in him whatsoever. He is like happy to hear what Apollo has to say.
He's
Like,
so interested.
he is.
What possible connection are you suggesting here?
You know what I'm starting to think? I'm starting to think that the police never looked inside that safe.
They probably didn't know the code because they didn't have the fingerprinting dust like we did.
The power of science.
Alright, this is the only thing with her name on it, so probably this.
Yeah. That looks like a medical chart.
Found inside a safe at the Maractus Clinic. I'd like to draw the court's attention to the names written on the chart.
What? Miss Tiara, whatever. Why is your name on this chart?
Well, care to explain the meaning of this, Miss Tiala? This form that you failed to burgle? I'm not sure what you mean by meaning, Mr. Justice. Our warm little fiancé just froze over. I was on staff at the clinic until half a year ago. It was boring, so I quit. That's all. Is there a problem with that?
Miss Tiara! Got a new sprite, that's pretty cool. Testify that you had no connection to the victim.
And I don't. Now. Now? I quit half a year ago, didn't I? So there's no connection. Let me guess. You're the kind of guy who can't rest until he knows every last detail of his girlfriend's past. Am I right? Well, no, actually. You see,
Play for the other
Boy
team.
kisser.
He likes boys, he likes men.
That's not true at all. Why, I embrace the ones I love, past flaws and all. Oh,
There's no connection now. doesn't fly in a court of law. Doesn't fly? She's one tough nut. She probably feels right at home with the Kitakis. You left your job at the Maractus Clinic, true. But you remain connected somehow.
Very well, Mr. Justice.
Show us evidence that proves the witness is still connected to the Maractus Clinic.
I mean, her shoes were there, but we don't know that they're hers.
Yeah, we
'cause
do.
They just.
Yeah, we
Do
do. Walkie said so.
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot.
That's gotta be it. Can I
Yeah,
save
probably.
here? I can't. Risk it for the biscuit. Fuck.
But first, let me look at them.
And like, we even got the thing updated.
Yeah.
Present from Walkie. Found at the
For
center.
some reason in my brain, I was like, they look like they're hers because they match her color palette, but that's the only reason they could be hers.
Locking it in.
Take that!
These sandals were found in the Maractus Clinic lobby. They're yours, aren't they? Ah. Well, who knows? I'm sure there are lots of people with those sandals.
So sorry, Fraulein, but your act isn't working.
Oh, I'm not done yet, Prosecutor Gavin.
Your moment of hesitation just now cost you.
What's with you? I thought you were on my side.
Perhaps you are unaware that toes leave toe prints? Simple analysis of these sandals will reveal all.
Well, now we see your true colors. I was wrong to cooperate with you from the beginning. I just wanted you to help get Walkie back on the straight and narrow.
Core thinks you need to worry less about Walkie and more about yourself.
Oh, don't worry. I'm doing that plenty already.
Sounds as though we need to hear a bit more about your story.
Your sandals were found in the entrance to the clinic, which means you went there on the day of the murder. Well, there's little point in denying it.
Very well. The witness will tell us about this visit. Why'd you go to the Maractus Clinic that day?
I did go to the clinic that day. My first time in half a year since I quit in January. I went to warn him. After all, I knew Walkie had the pistol. The doctor was always a timid man, too timid to admit his own mistake. Why else would I have gone? I'm not hiding any dark secrets. Objection!
Suspicious thing to say.
I wanted to tell him to be careful, as an old friend. An old friend? Didn't you just say you fucking hated working there?
By mistake, you mean the mistake we heard about from the defendant? A botched operation?
He was a timid, small man, but I never wished him harm. I just thought I should let him know, you know?
That does make sense.
Yes, but there is still one thing which does not.
First you say you should have stopped him, but didn't because you didn't think he would actually do it. Then you say you tried to stop him. Then you say you went to go warn him.
What's that, Prosecutor Gavin?
The sandals left in the lobby, of course. We can assume she wore these sandals to the clinic, yeah? Then why did she not wear them home? If it were me, I would have worn them home.
Thank you, Prosecutor Gavin. That's a very nice detail you pointed out.
I would have worn those sandals home too. Look great. So why were the sandals left behind?
He pointed out the contradiction before me.
Just cool like that. There's probably a good explanation for this. Right, Miss Tiala? Say, for instance, There happened to be a similar pair of sandals there that you wore home by mistake.
Objection, badgering the witness.
He
Actually, that's right. I'm impressed, Mr. Gavin.
Oh, it is nothing. There is, after all, no other possible explanation. Yeah, forehead.
Oh, come on, Clavier. You know. You know. Oh, what the? No fair. He's filling in the holes in her testimony.
Defense may begin the cross-examination. And I'm not going to comment about how the prosecution was leading the witness because I don't care.
Hold it!
Did you want Dr. Maractus to run away? Well, after I failed to stop Blocky, I thought that was the only other way to avoid the problem. See, she keeps changing up the narrative. First it was, I should have stopped him, but I didn't think he'd go through with it. And then just straight up, I didn't stop him. And, like, you keep changing up this narrative, girl.
Yeah.
Couldn't you have called? Why go in person? I called several times that evening, but no one was in.
The victim was busy driving home until after 9 p.m. that night, remember?
When he hit Phoenix.
Yeah. This was proven by this mirror yesterday, yeah?
I thought if I warned him, he would run away for sure. Knowing the doctor. But I think this is the dialogue we have to hone in on.
Maybe.
Yeah, why else would I have gone? I'm not hiding any dark secrets. And then we go, what about this?
I
Maybe?
don't think this has anything to do with the what we need to present, but did we ever inspect the lamp?
We did not. Oh, I hit Q. Oopsie
Oops.
daisy. Inspect, please.
Okay.
Oh, there is that little bit of red.
We cool if we could look at that.
Fuck you mean no clues here? Oh, I have to get it exactly. Fuck you. This cord runs to the lamp. It has a red stain on it. Gotta wonder what left that stain. Honestly, from this angle, it looks kind of like a lipstick mark.
I was just about to say it looks like lipstick.
Hey, I know. Maybe it was left there by a red marker.
Or maybe, I don't know, paint?
Like they were trying to write their name and slipped.
Why would anyone write their name on a lamp cord?
I used to write my name on my magic ropes.
I think this is gonna be our thing.
I guess so,
I
yeah.
saved, so we can try it.
Objection!
Music stopped. I think we're in the clear.
Yay!
This chart was found inside a safe in the doctor's office. Yes. Why would this one chart be in that safe? Miss Tiala, you know why it was, don't you?
Mind filling me in.
Dr. Maractus didn't have the leisure of making mistakes. That's why he wrote up a false report and kept the truth locked away.
Bad air doctor.
And this is where you come in, Miss Tiala. Ugh.
Ooh.
The nurse who filed this chart was you, which means you knew about Walkie's failed operation.
Interesting.
You were in the same position as Dr. Maractus. Kind of makes it hard to claim no connection, doesn't it? You're bold for a novice, I'll give you that. Mr. Justice, you must know I was only a nurse. The doctor is responsible for the chart's contents.
This chart business seems to be quite important. Please amend your testimony accordingly.
Too bad, little attorney. Is it the finger cross thing?
Maybe.
My bracelet's reacting again.
Is it Apollo?
My bracelet's reacting again. I felt my bracelet tighten just now.
Bracelet?
Just like yesterday, like you said. When a witness is unsure of something, their nervous habit gives them away.
I can't see anything, Apollo.
Huh? Then what's my bracelet reacting to?
Wait, maybe... Yes, that has to be it.
What has to be it?
Your senses, Apollo.
They're stronger than mine.
Must be sharper than mine.
Huh?
You're the chosen one, Apollo. I can't see it, but you can sense it.
I don't know about that, Trucy. I don't have some kind of special power or anything. This man,
You never know.
so in denial.
Listen to me, Apollo. There's a weak point somewhere in Miss Tiala's testimony.
Especially since we just added dialogue.
Yeah. You don't know what her nervous habit is.
Well, then what do we do?
Have to perceive it yourself, Apollo, with your eyes and your senses.
You have to smell it.
Sniff her, now.
Then it's up to me and my bracelet. I don't know why, but the bracelet helps. Somehow, touching it helps me focus. Let's give it a shot and bring down that testimony. The button's unlocked. I kind of pumped to do it, so. Ooh. I hate this so much.
I think she was fiddling with her ring on one of them.
Here again, please. Hey!
Wait. It's on the wrong thing now, I think.
Shit. Back. Good catch. I knew it was something with
Yeah.
hands. Here again,
It was
pretty
in, like,
please.
the red part. Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
Gotcha!
Why go to the clinic for a half-year-old chart now, you ask? But you know why you would go now, don't you? I don't know what you're talking about. It was quite clear, Miss Tiala. You have a nervous habit. The moment you said the word now, you used your right thumb to fiddle with your ring. What? She was unsure. I saw it. Now, that's the key word. The chart wasn't part of your past. It was a clear and present threat. That's ridiculous. Why, if that were the case, I would have had 6 months to do something about it. Indeed. Which means something happened quite recently. Something to make that chart a problem for you now. I've got her on the ropes now. I can feel it. Time to strike the killing blow with evidence. Miss Tiala, there's no use trying to hide it. The chart became a threat to you now because of this. And I can't even save, so locking it in.
Take that!
A health checkup report belonging to the defendant. The Kitakis are trying to get out of the business. The health checkup this month was their first ever. What did you think when you heard about this? Oh, nothing. Why would I think anything? Oh, I would think you were positively beside yourself. Because you were afraid. You knew what Wonky's chest x-ray would reveal. A full half year had passed since the operation. You thought you were home free. When the chart came back to haunt you. Eek! Get fucked. That's all, Your Honor.
What just happened?
Did you see those swirlies too?
Did the witness just admit to lying? I sensed it.
Good on you, Clav.
And
Good
sense
on
shit, Clavier. There was a great aura emanating from Air Forehead. It
you.
was
Or maybe
kind of
it's just his
cool.
hair.
It could be. Very cool.
He thinks I'm cool?
So the lady was lying, it seems.
That's correct. She said she had no connection to the Maracas clinic, but her connection was deep indeed, a bit too deep. If the Kitakis got a hold of this chart with her name, she'd be finished. Is that right? And isn't that right, Miss Tiala? You guessed it.
Order, order.
I did it. I broke her testimony.
Amazing, Apollo. I didn't see it at all. He was right about you.
I knew it was something with the hands. Wait.
Miss Tiala?
It's true. That chart was bad news for me. That's why I went to meet the doctor that day. But that's all. I told him about walking and went home.
It appears this cross-examination is far from over.
I love him so much.
So good.
He really is. And he's very much like, this entire time, he has not been trying to just blatantly get your client guilty. He's actually like trying to find the real answer here. And that says so much about his character, and I love it.
So respectable.
What?
She hid the truth from us, this is clear, yet it is not clear that this truth has anything to do with the case at hand. Very well. The witness will add this to her testimony. And we'll have a bit more cross-examination.
Grr, I was so close.
You're still close. Keep on her, Apollo.
The place was fucking ransacked.
Yeah.
Double it?
Objection!
Music stop. I think we're good.
Yay.
Yeah! You say nothing happened, and nothing happened in the doctor's office. I disagree. Take a look at this. What's that? It looks like a squashed up ball of clay. Kind of like you, actually.
Okay, rude.
This bullet was found at the Maractus Clinic office. Something did happen in that office, Miss Tiala.
Objection!
Enough of this joking around. The police investigated that clinic.
Objection!
Ah, but this was stuck inside the doctor's safe.
Inside the safe.
Ha, look at him sweat.
He's so nervous.
I guess the police didn't check that far.
Objection!
But there is a problem. How can you say that bullet was fired on that day?
Objection!
Weren't you the one who explained rifling marks to us? The pistol was taken from the Kitaki mansion that day. If the marks on this bullet match the murder weapon, then that proves a firearm was discharged in that office on the day of the murder.
Not bad, Air Forehead.
Wink.
Wink. Bailiff, have this bullet analyzed immediately.
"30 minutes later, a report arrives.
Ow.
The rifling marks on both bullets are identical.
What do you know? Well, seems as though the bullet in the safe was fired from the murder weapon. Perhaps the defense would like to state their position.
The bullet in that safe proves one fact. A pistol was fired in that office on that day. And at the time of the firing, the safe was open. The safe which contained a top-secret chart.
Do you think someone was threatening Dr. Maractus in order to open the safe?
Only one person was in a position to do such a thing. Our witness, Alida Tiala.
Order, order, order. Mr. Justice, where are you going with this? You accusing the witness?
Alita Tiala knew about Waki-Kitaki's botched operation. She got engaged to him without telling him about it. As long as that bullet remained in his chest, his days were numbered. What if she married him, and then the bullet finally reached his destination?
What? That reminds me. Apparently, the Kitakis have been asserting themselves in lawful business practices. They're making quite a great deal of money. A fortune, if you will. Nefarious! So she planned to marry him just to get her hands on this fortune?
Objection! Oh. You keep talking trash about my Alita, and I'll sue you, lawyer man. Huh? Me? Yeah, you said you'd abuse my Alita. I think you mean accused. Same difference. Well, you can't have her. She's mine. It was me. I shot that doctor. Me. He left me to die, so I left him to die too. There, in that park. Waki. Just cool down for a second. You keep your hands off my Alita, or I'll...
Miss Tiala?
I'm sorry. It's been so long since I've laughed so hard. Something funny? Waki, wake up and smell reality. Alita, baby? The signature on the chart, the engagement. I mean, come on, it's so obvious. Even for a brainless, spoiled brat such as yourself. Alita.
Honesty is like a breath of air, Fraulein.
Hey, I wasn't getting out of this clean anyway. So the family fortune is what you're really after. That's right, I wanted the money. No way, that's whack. I ain't trying to hear that. I should have done the wedding earlier. Oh well. By the way, can I ask you a question? Who, me? I believe you said you were going to abuse me. Accuse. Of what crime, might I ask? Huh? Oh, I'm a bad girl, sure. I get close to that brat because I wanted his money. But he was the one with the pistol. He could have fired it into the safe after I'd already left the clinic. What? I would never do a thing like that. It was definitely that silly brat. Wait, but...
What are you talking about?
Trucy?
You had the most to lose if that chart was found.
But I didn't have a pistol now, did I?
Well, you could have taken walkies.
You think he'd have mentioned that, no? Actually, no, I don't think he would have mentioned that because he wants to protect you.
Yeah, he's a little head over heels in love with this girl.
All I've heard him say is, it was me, I shot him.
Objection!
That's only because he's trying to protect you.
Sorry to intrude in this lovely conversation. The two of you are forgetting one critical point.
What point?
Certainly, the Fraulein wanted that chart. You assume she threatened the doctor into opening that safe. But then...
Why was the bullet inside the safe?
Wouldn't she have taken the chart?
That too.
Oh.
You see? That chart wouldn't have been left in that safe.
Ah.
He's right.
Miss Tiala.
Yes.
It is clear to this court that you are not a very good fiancé.
Oh, I'm flattered.
Perhaps it's time you told us the truth. Tell us about yourself, including your actions and whereabouts on that day.
Well, someone called me a gold digger. Don't forget, we've proven that you were at the Maractus Clinic on the day of the crime.
If I had a nickel for every time a girl with a cool color palette dated an idiot and turned out to be a girl boss, there would be more than one.
It sure would be. Yes, I went to the clinic that day to speak to the doctor. I wanted that chart, but I failed to get it, so I went back to the clinic later. Really now? So breaking and entering. In any case, I didn't shoot him. You don't even have proof I stole that pistol, do you? And that brat was spotted in the park at the moment of the crime. Frankly, I don't think it matters if Dr. Maractus was shot in the temple or not. That's an interesting line.
Yeah. Went back later?
That chart was dangerous, you understand? I needed to get rid of it, that's why I went that day.
You couldn't get the chart then, could you?
And later that night, Dr. Maractus was shot. I heard about the shooting, waited a day, but then I had to go back. No easy feat with the cops all over the place. Ah, that was you?
Apollo, that sound! It came from behind this door! Door.
Someone's in there. There. A break-in. They left through that window. Window. So you were the burglar. That was you two? If only I had one more minute. Then I could have opened that safe and gotten that chart. If it weren't for you meddling kids.
That's trespassing, and brazen at that.
Also breaking and entering.
Yeah.
Oh, is this a trial for trespassing now? Besides, you can't blame a girl for wanting to protect herself. They are gangsters, you know.
In any case, Mr. Justice, your cross-examination.
Admitting the little crime to avoid the big one, eh? Personally, I don't think that helps you avoid anything. Now, this is a very interesting line. I'd like you to elaborate.
Oh.
The doctor was shot in the right temple, yes? So it seems.
Let's review these facts again, shall we? Remember this? If the killer shot from this location...
There we go. Assuming that is still the official killer position, which it might not be, honestly, we have the positioning of Walkie further down by that bench because of the footprints.
Oh.
I don't know if we have that in the court record anywhere, but we have
Don't
Walkie
think we
pegged
do.
in that location. I don't know how we're gonna explain this off, but we're getting there.
The bullet would have struck our victim square in the forehead. However, the entry wound was in the right temple. Yes, we heard testimony on this yesterday from that guy.
That guy who doesn't even deserve to get a name.
At the time of the shooting, the witness was standing here.
Falsehood. It's the other side. Come on, Judge. Keep up.
Before the gun was fired, he shouted. The victim turned his head to look. It was shot.
Objection!
But that testimony was proven to be a lie. Our egregious panty snatcher, Mr. Stickler, did witness the crime, but he was standing to the north, next to the trash can where he tossed those panties. If Mr. Stickler shouted from this location, the bullet couldn't hit the right temple. Silly, attorney. What? Do you remember what you had for breakfast that morning? Do you remember, Trissy?
I always have a glass of milk for breakfast.
matters is one thing. The doctor was shot in his right temple. If that's the case, there can only be one explanation. The panties guy was mistaken.
Objection!
But his location was proven. You can't write that off as him being mistaken.
Objection!
Then why don't you show us, Air Forehead?
Show you what?
Must I explain everything? Very well, let's recap. This is the diagram again. Did you miss it? If the witness, Panties Guy, was standing to the north,
He actually called them panties guy. I love that. Wrote his name.
then where was the shooter standing? From what location did the killer shoot the victim?
Oh, I gotcha. It's all coming together now.
But wait, if the witness was standing there, how could anyone shoot the victim in the right temple?
Ha 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 ha. I merely laid out the facts for us. It is up to the one possessing the shiny forehead to show us. If you can, that is.
Walkie-talkie was standing at the killer mark. Stickler at the witness mark. And of course, Palmaractus was the victim mark.
Let's hear what the defense has to say. Where was the killer standing when they shot the victim?
Someplace else.
Yeah.
As the facts stand now, we can't explain this crime without contradicting ourselves at some point. But I know why. The real killer shot from an entirely different location. What are you talking about? I don't see any other place.
Apparently, Mr. Justice does. Let's hear it.
Where in the park did the killer shoot the victim from?
Objection!
It's time to raise the roof and the stakes. It's immediate.
What stakes, Prosecutor Gavin? What stakes? Huh?
Penalties are such frightening things, don't you think?
Not really, I'm a god.
But what if they were a bit more terrifying?
I'm gonna hit spacebar and then the entire bar is gonna blink red.
Check out this sick riff.
Oh, just two? Okay.
That's not
I
bad.
thought it was gonna be the whole bar.
Like so. Double penalty.
Hey, that's metagaming. You're not supposed to see my bar.
Air Forehead wishes to take us in a new direction. Then he must be ready for the challenges ahead.
Challenge accepted. It's justice time.
Are you sure, Apollo?
100%. The key is the witness, Mr. Stickler's testimony. If we believe that, and we know where he stood, and the victim turned when he shouted, there's only one place the killer could have been. The killer shot the victim from here. You know, I'm starting to sense a pattern. I'm starting to sense a bit of a pattern in these cases. Where you've got your classic three people, but then a secret fourth person, and their location is what you're perceiving as, like, an immovable object, when in reality it's not.
Yeah. So strange.
Like, come on, Clavier. This is exactly what we did to get your brother.
Take that!
I believe we all owe a debt of gratitude to Miss Alita Tiala. What do you mean? Thanks to you, we had a chance to review the crime. And this time, we were prepared. We know that Stickler was telling the truth. We should have listened to him from the beginning. Not the beginning, he was lying so much.
Yeah.
Stickler was standing next to the trash can when he saw the two men. He shouted, just as he told us in his testimony. And the victim turned to look in his direction. A shot was fired. The victim was hit in the right temple.
Oh no!
Oh yes. Which direction was his right temple facing that moment? That's right, toward the noodle stand.
Order, order, order! So you're saying killer was inside the noodle stand?
Objection!
Let's think about this a bit more, shall we? You say the killer was inside the noodle stand, which would mean the victim, Dr. Maractus, came to the park, wheeling his own murderer in the cart behind him.
Well, I'm sure he was being blackmailed. And this was their, escape on out of here. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I think you'd notice if you were pulling someone along.
Objection!
Which means he knew he was. There's something we should worry about before that. Why was he pulling the noodle stand in the first place? Thank you!
Yeah. Let's deal with our problems one at a time, shall we? Someone was hiding in the stand. We have not come this far to talk about possibilities. Let's talk about proof, baby.
Oh my god, he called me baby!
Oh my god. Show us evidence that proves someone was in the stand.
Can I prove that? You want evidence that someone was in the stand? Well, I've got it. I've got it right here.
Intriguing. Let's see what you got. What's proof that someone was hiding in the noodle stand?
Do we have anything relating to that singular footprint, or did I do this too fast?
I actually don't know. If we do have the footprint, then that for sure. Maybe the slippers?
Maybe the slippers. But we don't have anything talking about that individual footprint.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna lose a penalty for this.
This is not double.
Yeah. And I can't save at this point because I would just get myself into a save loop.
Yeah.
So maybe I would jump the gun a little. Because we don't seem to have the thing yet, and I don't know why we wouldn't.
Yeah.
Seriously, we went over all of this with Emma. Why can't we just have that? We went over all of it. And again, it establishes, the important things.
Mm-hmm.
I do also find the positioning of Walkie's shoe prints to be strange, but whatever.
Yeah.
So this would be your best bet, I think, and I honestly think I jumped the gun on this one.
Maybe. Might as well go slippers, I guess.
Yeah, phone won't do anything, that won't do anything, that won't do anything, that won't do anything. No. Because I'm an attorney. Well, it's not gonna do that. That's not gonna do that. Might as well try.
Take that!
Oh, thank God.
The Maractus Clinic, and they're covered in with paint. These slippers were found in a trash can near the crime scene.
And?
A single slipper print was found at the scene. Right next to the noodle stand. Ah! Oh, and Miss Tiala, your toe print was found on the left slipper. Ugh! In other words, this is proof you were inside that noodle stand.
Objection!
Yet there was only one slipper mark found at the scene.
That's because there was a leaf.
Can this be called a footprint in good faith?
No, it can be called a shoe print, though.
Objection!
Yeah.
Observe the diagram. Finally. A park pathway runs right next to the slipper mark. A slipper wouldn't leave a trace on a cobblestone path.
Objection!
Yet you still cannot say this is a footprint, yeah?
Would you like me to switch up my terminology and I'll just start saying shoe print so that it's grammatically correct for the record?
Maybe.
Why not? Why not?
You have an impression left by a single slipper. What if it was on the stand and simply fell to the ground?
I hate to break it to you, but a gentle fall does not equate to a clear print made by the heavy pressure of a human being.
Yeah.
Objection!
That's just dumb.
Thank you, Apollo. One more thing. Noodle stand is typically cluttered with the tools of the noodle-making trade.
Yeah, the slipper is not a tool of the noodle-making trade. Which means someone was probably wearing it.
Shut up, that disproves my point. I'm trying to be, pedantic. There's no room for a person to hide in there.
The fuck are you talking about? Yes, there is. It's person size so that
I think he's trying to say that all the,
everything was stored up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I get that, but
All
still.
the bowls and ladles would be in there.
Thank you for saying it that specific way, Kendra.
Oh. I forgot. You have a point. Would someone have hidden in that stand?
Apollo, I think I might be onto something.
Hmm?
I think I figured out one of our pieces of evidence. In order to make room in the stand, some things would have to be...
Well, Mr. Justice. Have proof that someone could have hidden in the stand?
I can prove one thing. Someone did scheme to clear the space in the stand. We don't have, a picture of all the bowls stored in, the clinic.
Yeah. It'd be nice if we did.
It would be, because, our testimony alone shouldn't be decisive evidence. Because it's just
Yeah.
a word.
Kind of circumstantial.
Yeah. Whatever, let's lock it in.
Take that!
This is a noodle bowl from the stolen Eldoon's noodle stand.
Yes, and what about it?
We discovered a large quantity of these bowls yesterday in the lobby of the Maractus Clinic. Gah.
Large quantity of noodle bowls in the victim's clinic.
Mr. Eldoon was very clear about those bowls. Well, I don't care who did it. Without that stand, I'm finished. All my noodle bowls were in there, too. Yet the bowls were removed. That night, there was space inside the noodle stand. Space created at the Maractus Clinic, no less. Right around the time that you were there, Miss Alita Tiala. Stop! I won't listen to any more of these wild fantasies. No, not fantasies. They're worse lies than that spoiled brat's pickup lines. You don't like my pickup lines?
Milwaukee, man. I would like to remind the witness of her current status. This court does not consider you entirely innocent.
Show me an innocent, I'll show you a fairy tale.
In any case, defense has, somehow, made its point. Witness had both a motive and an opportunity to kill Dr. Maractus.
More fairy tales. This whole trial is a fairy tale.
Then please pull us back down to reality, Miss Tiala. I'm giving you one last chance to explain yourself.
This is it. Why was Dr. Maractus pulling that stand that night? And what was Alita Tiala doing inside it? Time to get to the bottom of this case. that night, I went to ask Dr. Maractus for the chart. I had no intention of ever letting that chart fall into the Kitaki family's hands. But Dr. Maractus didn't understand. For some reason, he thought the Kitakis had sent me. So I gave up and went home. All I did was talk to him. Honest. You knew about the botched operation, so you tried to get rid of the chart to save yourself. I won't make excuses. And I did warn the good doctor. I gave him a chance. I told him that Brat got his health checkup report, and that he was coming to settle the score.
I see. Very well. Mr. Justice, begin your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. This is the last testimony. Either I perceive the truth, or it's over. So what, we gotta watch for the ring again? Because we've called her out on it. We've got the button! Okay, the button just shows up wherever I need it to show up. Okay.
Hold it!
Bullshit. If that was really all that happened, what were all those noodles doing there? How should I know? There weren't any bowls when I went, I know that much. Why don't you let me be and go look for your killer someplace else, alright? Do I detect uncertainty there? This is my last chance.
Apollo, any word from your bracelet?
Yeah, actually. I felt it respond.
Couldn't see a thing. It's up to you, Apollo.
Time to perceive the truth. Here comes justice. Ring time, or bracelet time. There it is. I think just highlighting that sentence is okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha!
All I did was talk. And lie. What? Show me proof. I'm pretty sure about this one. I think I'm getting the hang of this. A little slip in confidence and they give it all away. The proof is you, Miss Tiala. All I did was talk to him, you claim. Yet you can't hide your own nervous twitch when you say those words. My twitch? What are you talking about? I don't have a twitch. I only
Stream on YouTube.
You have a habit of scratching the area of your neck around the edge of your scarf. What? What? This is working better than I'd hoped. Her unconscious actions tell the truth she won't say. Habits and lies, 2 dots. Connect the dots and find the truth. Don't look at me like that. I told you the truth. It seems that when you recall what really happened in that office, you can't keep your hands off your neck, can you? It seems that nervous habits are unconscious reactions that manifest when someone is trying to hide something. Oh. You can't hide behind your scarf, Miss Tiala. Something happened between you and the victim in the Maractus Clinic office. And I've got proof to show exactly what happened. Fuck. The lamp?
Sure. So I'd like to point out that the swirls in the background are purple and red.
They are.
Sounds like someone has an OTP, and the someone is the game.
The writers know what they're doing.
Real?
It's their combined aura. That's why Clavier is so, like, tuned into it. He can't see it per se, but he feels it so strongly.
Take that!
What's that? You're touching your scarf again. There's something unusual about this lamp. The bulb is broken, and there's a red splotch on the cord. Huh? Seeing how you hide your neck, I think I can come up with a plausible explanation for the lamp's state. Well, spit it out. This talking in circles nonsense is killing me. Very well. The answer is very simple. Miss Alita Tiala, please remove your scarf.
Objection!
You're doing that thing again.
This is a trial to determine what happened in that park. Yet we seem to have drifted off target.
Objection!
We'll find out soon enough if we're drifting. As soon as the witness removes her scarf. I won't do it. This is insane. I'm an unrelated third party. You can't order me to remove my...
Miss Tiala. I'm afraid you've forgotten what's already been proven.
What?
Hardly unrelated. Please remove your scarf.
No! No! I knew it. So I was right, wasn't I, Miss Alita Tiala?
Your neck. That isn't what I think it is.
Something did happen that night at the Maractus Clinic. You needed to get that chart back, no matter what it took. Even if you had to steal your fiancé's pistol to do it.
But wait! Looking at this lamp and the witness's neck, it looks like the very opposite happened.
Exactly. The victim in the clinic that night was this witness. Specifically, you tried to threaten Dr. Maractus and he attacked you. That's what happened that night at the Maractus Clinic.
Order, order, order. Will someone please tell me what really happened?
I told you the truth already. I went to the clinic that night to warn Dr. Maractus. That gangster knows everything. He's coming for you.
Looks like my clinic's seen its last patient.
We have to get rid of that chart. Quick, open your safe. Give it to me.
So you can save your own skin.
What?
I know what you're up to. You want in with the family. If they see that chart, you're finished. Leaving me holding the short straw. If I'm going down, I'll want some company. You!
And what happened next? He jumped at me, knocked me down, knocked me to the floor. Then he took that cord. Pal Maractus was serious. Deadly serious. He really tried to strangle me. I must have blacked out.
So, you were the victim. And the red splotch on the cord was your lipstick. Oh, you're
it
right.
was lipstick. I didn't want to remember that night. That's why I didn't bring it up. There, are you happy now? I was out cold, almost killed. And you claim I then snuck into that newsstand? But how could I? Ah! Shit, she's right.
Damn it. Well, one thing's clear. We now know what really happened at the Maractus Clinic. And it would seem that our victim was not entirely without blame himself.
I'm sorry. I get so nervous just thinking of it. It's hard to breathe. I told you everything. Can I go home now?
bears some responsibility for events that day, true. Yet if you are also a victim, this court would owe you some sympathy. Well, Mr. Justice,
No sympathy.
I believe this clears up the remaining questions for Miss Tiala.
When did this happen? Suddenly everyone's sympathizing with her?
I don't know what to think anymore, Apollo. I mean, is that it? We know everything we need to know about Miss Tiala?
Very well. This finishes the cross-examination of this.
Uh-oh.
Objection!
Thank you, Clove. Love you.
Not so fast. This party's just getting started. Now we rock.
Aw, hell yeah!
Such a banger song.
For real. What?
Those spikes on your head are softer than they look.
Wanna touch you?
What?
Won't mind some head pats.
Or do you not have the stomach to go all the way?
Oh, I can go all the way with you.
I'll go anywhere with you, Clavier. Prosecutor Gavin. Almaractus choked Alita Tiala. He fell unconscious. But what happened next?
He's right. There is more we don't know.
But she was choked hard enough to leave that mark. She would have been out for a while.
Even still, what if it was her in that noodle stand?
Unconscious in the noodle stand. If someone wound up and found her unconscious there, it wouldn't look good either way. So he's like, well, I gotta kinda take her with me anyway. Shit.
Yeah.
And so then he stored her in the cart with the gun in there too, and then ran off, and then she woke up and was like, this bitch trying to kidnap me or some shit, and then shot him.
Yeah.
I figured you out. See, that's Apollo figuring everything out that I just said. Alita Tiala, half dead, Dr. Maractus pulling that stand, and a bullet fired from inside the noodle stand.
If it's all true, might have already figured out what truly happened that night.
Miss Alita Tiala, as you can see, we're not through with you just yet. You really want to blame me for this murder, don't you? You too, Prosecutor Gavin.
Eh? Fraulein, I only wish to know the truth.
Hell yeah. Well, let's go back over what we've learned up till now. On the day of the murder, Walkie saw his checkup report, from which he learned about the bullet still inside him. So he took a pistol from the family stash, with the intent to give Dr. Maractus some kind of his own medicine.
Miss Tiala heard about this from Walkie. So she went to the Maractus clinic ahead of him in order to get rid of the chart with her signature.
But then, something happened. Sounds like you figured it all out. But remember, I was the victim. I was out cold. But what about Dr. Maractus?
That does seem to be the problem. He had just strangled Alita Tiala, perhaps, he thought, to death. What did he do after his crime?
I was just knocked out, not dead.
From the state of his clinic and the scene in the park, I think it's clear what the good doctor did next. Well, Air Forehead, care to guess?
Oh, I'm not just guessing. I'm full on accusing.
J'accuse! Well, Mr. Justice, what did Mr. Maractus do?
Maybe he did think he killed Alita Tiala. Do I have evidence to show what he did next? Well, based on the fact that it didn't give me the option to say no, I'm gonna say
Guess
yes.
so.
Question is, which thing is gonna help us with that?
Is it just the noodle stand? Because he
might be.
stole it?
The victim died pulling it. Why would he be pulling it otherwise, you know?
Yeah.
That's not gonna help. That's not gonna help. That's probably not gonna help. That's not it. Yeah, it's probably just the stand.
Yeah.
Go for it. As his next move, Dr. Maractus stole Guy Eldoon's noodle stand. What, killing me disturbed him that much? So much he randomly stole a noodle stand? It wasn't so random. Remember all those bowls in the clinic's foyer? Bowls that belonged inside that stand? I think it's pretty obvious, don't you? That stand was at the clinic. However, the question is, why did he move the bowls?
Maybe because the stand was heavy?
Or he wanted to put something in the stand in their place.
Ah! Wait, you don't mean...
I do. Dr. Maractus did replace those bowls with something. Your corpse, Miss Tiala. My corpse? Dr. Maractus panicked. He thought he'd killed you.
His next move would be to dispose of the body.
See, look at this teamwork. I love it.
Yeah.
That's crazy talk. You were all crazy. Why are you defending him? You did. Then let's think about it. Logically. The doctor had a place to dispose of you in mind. But on his way there, who should he run into but the defendant, Walkie Kitaki?
Objection!
I question your logic. What's this, Prosecutor Gavin? The park is a dead end. Why would he head in that direction to begin with?
People often dump bodies in rivers, just saying.
Yeah.
That's right, he had no reason to go there. Oh, now I get it. It was a trick. That spoiled brat made him do it. He made the doctor steal the stand.
Objection!
Tell me, why would someone go to a dead end? Unless the park was his destination. What?
Apparently, the defense has an idea. Tell us where Dr. Maractus was heading with the stand. Here, please show us on this diagram. Where exactly was the victim dragging the stand?
Right here, duh.
Where the stand ended up.
Yeah.
Take that!
There? That's a river.
Yes, Your Honor. I scarcely need to explain why.
Perfect place to dispose of a body.
He was going to throw me in that river?
Didn't have many other options, Fraulein.
I believe this clears up all of the remaining questions. The victim pulling the stand, and the defendant before him. And inside the stand, you, Miss Alita Tiala. Ugh. And then, the denouement. Stickler, of the panty-snatching fame, walks up. Seeing the two men, he shouts. In that instant, they're still acting like he has the gun.
Yeah.
So, I shot him? You were the only one who could have stolen Walkie's pistol. It had to be you.
Well, Miss Tiala?
Nice work. You mean I'm right? I mean, you've done a fine job dreaming up a story. To get that spoiled brat off the hook.
You're the one who's dreaming. Apollo's backed up everything he said with facts. You're so sure he's making it up. Give us another reason. Why was Dr. Maractus pulling that stand through the park?
Who knows? But there's one gaping hole in your logic. I think Mr. Gavin knows whereof I speak. Where of what? Can't believe she's still trying to deny this.
Is this true, Prosecutor Gavin? Must I always be the one to point out Air Forehead's errors?
Maybe there really is something.
I believe the Fraulein speaks of Air Doctor's car.
His car? That's right. The Maracus Clinic has that big garage.
In which sat a green sports car, was it?
Why would he steal the stand in the first place? If he wanted to carry a body, he would have used his car. Ugh.
So we find our victim without probable cause to steal that stand.
Unless.
And our defense without a case.
Don't count us out just yet.
I have an idea. You know that green car? I bet it wouldn't run. It was broken.
Ah, what an excellent counter-argument, Fraulein.
Why won't he compliment me like that?
Too bad you're quite wrong.
Damn.
Don't tell me you've forgotten what happened to your daddy.
Daddy?
That's right. Mr. Wright. That night, the car hit Mr. Wright. It was that green sports car.
Oh, yes, I'd nearly forgotten about it. Afterward, he drove it back to that garage. It ran fine.
That's right. So why didn't he use his beloved sports car? Because it was too recognizable? And he had just,
Glaring contradiction, to be sure.
his reasoning.
More glaring than your forehead.
Hey! No! No! He's insulted my forehead!
Order, order, order. Well, Mr. Justice.
Why didn't Dr. Maractus use his car to carry the body?
Give me a second. The exhaust pipe was clogged. Thank you, Clavier! Thank you, Clavier!
The second he was like, ran fine, I immediately got a flashback of that scene where he was like, oh, my motorcycle's not running anymore. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, I just put that together. Thank you, Clavier!
He's such a homie. That's why we love him.
For real.
Is that a groan of surrender, I hear?
Never. Could be a groan of something else, though.
Hey, yo! Some advice. Now's a good time to review all you know.
Oh, we did, don't worry.
Like maybe if I've said something to you, or something like that. Everything you've learned over the last 2 days.
And it wasn't how I wanted to ask you on a date. That's not. But, however, if you do want to, take me up on that. Everything I've learned.
Mr. Justice, this contradiction casts doubt on your entire case. This is truly your last chance.
You're gonna give me a full bar? Gonna give me a
Defense
full
will
bar correct?
explain to us what happened that night.
The car didn't run. I have an idea. It's all coming together. That night, Dr. Maractus couldn't use his car. Now you're making even less sense than usual. Not according to my information, Miss Diala. Put one and one together, and the explanation is simple.
If it's so simple, perhaps you can show us some evidence? Show us proof why the car wouldn't run that night.
Damn, you're only giving me one bar of threat?
Yeah.
Come on.
Take that!
Let's see now. Pansies again? Sorts of things come out of my panties.
Don't say that.
Even the truth. Ding.
I mean,
Wink emoji.
nice pun, but Trucy, good God, we are in a court. Please be careful what you say. Another crime was committed the night of the murder. The theft of these panties. The latest in a string of similar thefts, actually. But that night, the snatcher was caught in the act. And again, random dog. A brave and young girl chased the thief until he hid. In the Maractus Clinic garage. What? The snatcher hid the panties there before running. Perhaps someone in this court remembers where he hid them?
Why, weren't they found in the car's exhaust pipe?
Exactly. By the way, I learned something yesterday. A very important piece of information. And I learned it from you, Prosecutor Gavin.
So you were here investigating? Gating?
And I was on my way home when my hog gave up the ghost.
Your hog?
My motorcycle won't start. A clogged exhaust pipe.
Too bad. It looks like such a nice bike, too. Hard to believe that it could break just from that.
Cars, motorbikes, they're all the same. Clog the exhaust and they won't run.
Did he say that in orange before? Was that orange?
I think so.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't even notice it was orange then. Whatever. We remembered it when it was important, so.
Yeah.
My, how interesting. While Miss Tiala and the doctor were struggling, the panty snatcher snuck into the Maractus garage. From that time until the time we found these, that car wouldn't start. What?
That's why Dr. Maractus had to use the noodle stand. It was the next closest thing he could think of.
Well, Miss Tiala?
Like that he didn't even have anything to add. He just went like, it's time for me to do an air guitar solo.
Yeah. This wraps your doubts up quite nicely, I think. So it does. Where am I? So dark, can't see. Cramped. Pain. My throat's burning.
Oh shoot, I immediately forgot the voice I did for practice.
It's okay, do a throwaway voice.
What's your problem?
You, Doc, I know what you did.
Ah!
Walkie? You lied to me. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give you a taste of your own medicine, man.
Wait, let me explain.
Fine. I'll give you your last request.
Listen, you're being tricked, but not how you think. It's not just me.
No. You ruin everything. I have to stop him.
Cease this at once, you two!
So much composure. Funny, this isn't the way it was supposed to turn out. Oh well, too bad.
There's still one mystery. How did you manage to disappear from that stand?
Well, she fucking kicked the side open or some shit. One foot into the dirt, the next foot onto the cobblestone, and just fucking ran. And it's not like Walkie was gonna say anything. In the silence after the shot, I heard the witnesses running.
I believe we heard as much from Wesley Stickler. He went to use a public phone to inform the police.
Which is when I made my escape. Which is when you left that slipper print. Dr. Maractus didn't bother taking my slippers off. I threw them out after I stepped in that paint, though. That was your mistake. No, my biggest mistake was coming to you for help, Mr. Justice. Huh? I believed in you. You and your anything agency. If anyone would get Walkie declared guilty, it was you. That's insulting.
I believe we've reached a conclusion of sorts. Prosecutor Gavin, how's Miss Alita Tiala doing? She's confessed to everything. We're processing her arrest now.
Prosecutor Gavin sure seems calm for someone who just lost.
Because he doesn't care about winning. He cares about the truth. And that's why we work so well.
Yeah.
I think he already knew. He'd figured out she was the killer a while ago. So did we.
Some advice. Now's a good time to review all you know. No. Everything you've learned over the last 2 days.
He lost, but I didn't exactly win either.
Something's the matter, Air Forehead?
Nothing. You're just, so pretty. I mean, pretty cool. I mean...
Yeah, I know. Looks like it's time to announce a verdict. Not guilty. Yay! Oh, look at Walkie in his dumb pants. Love him.
Yeah.
Court is adjourned.
June 17th, 4:12 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2.
Good job, Apollo. You did it.
Yeah, we did, somehow.
He's off the hook. He had become the gangster he always wanted to be. He has you to thank.
Hey, attorney man! You gonna pay for what you did to my Alita Holmes?
Or to blame, I guess.
You get my Alita back! Stupid pointy-head attorney with a death wish. Enough, Walkie. Ah, Mr. Kataki. It's high time you opened your eyes, Walkie. What do you know, old man? I think it's about time you opened yours. Giving up the life, trying to become some kind of businessman? Don't talk to me about what you don't understand, Walkie.
Afraid the guard is going to throw them both out.
If not in jail, wouldn't that be a happy ending?
Hey, maybe we can help them out. Know why Mr. Kitaki needs to make so much money? Maybe we should tell Walkie. Oh, Walkie, Apollo has something to tell you.
Huh? I do? Way to put me on the spot. Was that?
Show him the reason why, Apollo.
Why is Mr. Kitaki trying to become a businessman? I think it's this?
Yeah, it's either that or the checkup report.
Yeah, but the question is which one?
Yeah.
I want to say it's this one because this is the one that Eldoon told us the 6 months thing.
I think so?
I don't want to get this wrong. I don't want to get this wrong. I really don't. Fuck it.
Take that!
Music stopped. I think we're good.
Hey.
Think about it, Walkie. Think about your condition. Huh? I talked with your mother, Little Plum, yesterday.
It pays, but we need a lot of money right now. Now. Clean money, that is.
She doesn't mean... You weren't really... Are you? I searched the globe, and I found one. A doctor who can take that bullet out of you, Walkie. But it's an expensive procedure. Man, but You got plenty of money already, don't you? I won't use it. It was the gangster life that did this to you, Walkie. I want to help you, and I want to do it clean. Gasp. Please understand, Walkie. Dad. Man, I see how it is, old man. Always looking out for...
Walkie?
Listen, good old man. One day, I'm gonna take you out, and then we'll see who's the OG. You try to hide in your business suit, I'll find you. Stupid old geezer.
Hi, Walkie.
That means he loves you.
Yeah.
No, it's as it should be. Mr. Kitaki. I'd liked him more without the puppy dog eyes. I'm glad to have met you. Not so good with words, but I know a professional job when I see one. Thank you. Who, me? I don't think. Someday, I'll bake you one of the latest. Well, one of our latest. The Kitaki lime pie. He's opening a pie shop? So long.
Oh, like key lime pie, Kitaki lime pie. That's cute.
Nice. And he was gone.
Well, let's head back, Apollo. The Right Anything Agency.
Hey, since when do I work at your agency?
Huh? We make a good team. Just stand there, let's get going.
Huh? Why not? She did help me out. And there's a few questions that still need answers.
I'm in the Clavier X Apollo void.
Apollo for the win. Like this power of mine that she showed me. And my bracelet. If anyone can help me figure it out, it's her. Though I can't say I care much for what her father has become.
That's right. We have to go someplace first.
Huh? Where?
Try to claim our reward from Mr. Eldoon.
No, not the salty noodles!
We're gonna get our cholesterol fucked up.
Ah, salty noodles. Right. You got a stand back already?
And after that, you can come see my show. The special appearance by the amazing Mr. Hat.
Oh, it's special, alright.
Please, anything but him.
That wraps up case 2. Thanks for watching. Please remember to check out Kendra below. And as always, I will see you later, whenever later may be.